In 2018, a study published in Scientific American revealed that nearly 45% of Americans believe in ghosts or supernatural beings. And for good reason. Some stories never fit into science. They sit like splinters in the mind, impossible to forget, and impossible to explain. Today, we take you back to 1867. A quiet farming town in Ohio. A boy no one could understand. Not doctors. Not priests. Not even time itself. This is the terrifying true story of Timothy Caldwell, the boy science couldn't explain. 1867, Timothy Caldwell, the boy science couldn't explain. If you love mysterious true stories like this one, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon, and share this video with someone who loves a good scare. Part 1, The Setting, a town frozen in fear. The story begins in Hocking County, Ohio, during the cold fall of 1867. Timothy Caldwell was 9 years old, born to a humble farming couple, Samuel and Lydia Caldwell. The Caldwells were deeply religious, simple, hardworking. They had 3 children, and Timothy was the youngest. But he wasn't like the others. Neighbors noticed it first. Timothy would stare at things no one else could see, speak in languages no one taught him, and sometimes disappear from his bed only to be found outside barefoot in the snow, unharmed. His family believed it was demonic possession. But the town's doctor, Dr. Elias Brooker, thought it was a rare neurological condition, maybe early epilepsy or fugue states. He was wrong. Part 2, The Incident That Changed Everything. On October 17, 1867, something happened that made even skeptics stop in their tracks. Timothy was found standing on the roof of his family's barn, completely still, arms raised, eyes rolled back, muttering Latin verses. Lydia Caldwell fainted on the spot. The townspeople thought it was witchcraft, but here's the catch. No one in the Caldwell family knew Latin, and the words he said, they weren't from any Bible translation, they were traced to a 13th century heretical text stored only in the Vatican archives. How did a 9-year-old farmer's boy in Ohio know them? Dr. Brooker documented it in a letter, still preserved today at the Ohio State Historical Society. Quote from the letter, "The boy should not know what he knows. Either the devil is in him or something older than man." Part 3, The Investigations Begin. The local priest tried an exorcism. But when he began, Timothy didn't scream or resist. Instead, he laughed, and spoke in perfect Italian, calling the priest by his childhood nickname, a detail the priest claimed no one else knew. Panic spread. The Caldwells were shunned. Their crops were sabotaged, and neighbors whispered about the demon child on the hill. Meanwhile, a professor from Oberlin College, Charles Whitmore, came to study the case. He thought Timothy might be a savant, or perhaps suffering from sleepwalking psychosis. Until Timothy vanished. One winter morning, his bed was empty. No footprints. No broken doors. Just a strange burn mark on the wooden floor shaped like a perfect circle. Days turned into weeks. The search was called off. People assumed he was dead. Part 4, The Return. 2 years later. In 1870, a stranger arrived in a nearby village, tall, pale, dressed in tattered clothes, and barefoot. When they spoke to him, they were stunned. He said his name was Timothy Caldwell. He hadn't aged a day. The same size. Same voice. Same memories. Like he had never been gone. When asked where he had been, Timothy simply said, "They taught me how to listen to the wind." He described landscapes that didn't exist in Ohio, or on Earth. Black rivers. Skies with 2 suns. Cities made of glass that sang when you walked. Where had Timothy been? And why didn't time touch him? Part 5, The Final Phenomena. Timothy became a quiet recluse. He didn't speak unless asked. But he'd sometimes scribble equations and symbols no one could decode, not even the visiting scholars from Chicago. Some of those symbols matched Sumerian star maps, only discovered a century later. At age 14, he disappeared again. This time for good. No body was found. Just one message written on the back of his bedroom door. It only visits the quiet minds. His parents left the house. The property was abandoned for 80 years. Today, it's a historical landmark, but local children refuse to go near it. There are still reports of a barefoot boy seen walking the fields at dawn, whispering in languages no one understands. Timothy Caldwell was never declared dead. No scientific journal has explained his case. No diagnosis was confirmed. But over 150 years later, his story continues to unsettle anyone who hears it. Was it possession, time travel, an alien encounter, or something science simply wasn't meant to touch? If you enjoyed this tale and want more horror stories like this, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and share it with someone who loves a good mystery. We'll see you in the next video.